This was basically like a yearly check-in. Why is Boruto and Kawaki fighting at the end of the series? We have pretty much theories and ideas about why it's happening a lot, every single year of the pod. At this particular point, and I'm now questioning if it's even about the Otsutsuki clan. I think the Otsutsuki clan not necessarily being in that scene is kind of telling. Now, of course, it isn't necessarily like a definitive thing because,
What is that scene? What do you mean?
oh, episode one, the first scene, Kawaki versus Boruto. When Kawaki and
Okay.
Boruto were fighting, they didn't necessarily talk about Otsutsuki clans. All they talked about was Shinobi. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of thought that was a little bit weird. I believe it's possible that Kawaki shifts his goal, let's say, from eradicating the Otsutsuki clan to eradicating the Shinobi. And it could be because of Kashin Koji. Like, one of the things that Kawaki does is like he does things to the complete extreme. He believes that the Otsutsuki clan is a threat to Naruto. Hypothetically, if Amato sees a future where a Shinobi kills Naruto by some happenstance, I think the eradication of the Shinobi could be like his goal. That could be his stated goal.
That's true.
And to be honest, he could actually justify it by saying there is no such thing as a time of peace in the Shinobi world. There can never be a time of peace in the Shinobi world. Even currently, when Naruto was like the best person to actually try to usher that in, there are still rogue nations out there. There's still rogue Shinobis out there, still killing other people. So, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily think it would be beyond the pale of possibilities for Kawaki to try to just end the Shinobi race.
I hope that's not his motivation, bro. Because if that's Kawaki's motivation, then that means something very bad for your favorite character or one of your favorite characters, Bar.
I
And
don't
that
think
would be
so.
that he hasn't gotten the point. That far as I can speculate how far into the series that flash forward episode one, chapter one may be. I suspect that he's not talking about Otsutsuki because that's a conflict that they've gotten past. And now they're kind of facing the final real task, which is going to be a more societal, more planetary threat, which are systems and so on and so forth and blah, blah, blah. So I think that's probably why they're not talking about the Otsutsuki, not because it might not be like on the list of things to do, but it's already been scratched off. They've already done it and they've moved on to like I said before. That's what I personally think. But going back to your example, you have if he has that mentality, then he hasn't gotten the point, right? Which is that the thing that he's fundamentally trying to achieve is unachievable. He wants this perfect utopia, basically, for this guy he likes, this father figure of his, Naruto, and he can't achieve that. And he doesn't even realize, like, by trying to, he's becoming the thing that's threatening Naruto, that's ruining Naruto's life. So at some point, he has to come to terms with that. And hopefully, at that point, if I'm correct and where I think it's going to be, that flash forward scene, he's not still like shifting from one BS ideology to another. He's actually coming to a realization, and Boruto has aided him in getting that far at that point in the story. Hopefully, that's my only real issues with it, though.
I, I kind of understand where Kawaki's coming from, and I hope they dive a lot deeper into this. But from Kawaki's point of view, I think that Kawaki, his whole entire life, he's been in like a fight or flight mode, and he's only felt comfortable with Naruto. That pretty much. And I think because of that, like he wants to protect the safety of Naruto. He wants to protect his own comfort. And I think that should be explored more in the story.
I think it is though, because what, if I asked you what is the story that's trying to be, what's the point that's trying to be disseminated? Do you think through Kawaki's story arc with Naruto in particular, his actions and what motivates him? Like, what do you think they're trying to say to us?
He
Teach us.
cares about Naruto. I think it's just they make it seem like he just loves Naruto and he's doing it for Naruto. They need to make it seem like he's doing it for himself.
I think it's an
He's
unhealthy
doing it because he
obsession.
wants to protect his own safety.
No, me, but I'm saying like, okay, I'll just answer the question. So to me, I think what's trying to be pushed into cinema, I could be completely wrong, this interpretation. I think basically this is one of those situations where you want to kind of have a message where, hey, if you're trying to look at the world as it is and you're saying this place is awful, it's a bad place, and this is an intolerable place, um, I'm going to try to change it. I'm going to try to or force my will upon the world. And I think that's every right of every person to at least attempt to try to change the world in the way that they want the world to be changed. I don't think that's a problem. The problem that Kawaki has is when he's like, how he does it. So I think what they're trying to say is like, hey, if you're like super overly protective, if you see the world as a dangerous place, it is a dangerous place, and just understand that you're not going to be able to create a space or world in this world that's 100% safe, right? It's a futile endeavor and act. You have to let people live their lives and take on those risks. And oftentimes, if you're trying to, the very thing that you're fighting against, you can find yourself becoming the problem, the issue, right? And then it might be too late by the time you come to that realization, if you ever do at all. And I personally think that's what's trying to be disseminated. Fritter needs to jump from different beliefs throughout the series. Um, I do agree the Shinobi one, if he did do that, would be a consistent one because you can. We think the point is that he is doing everything for himself, and he himself hasn't realized that. But we, as the audience, should that these are selfish motivations that are driving him, and that his supposed concern about Naruto is really just about himself and his own security, his own safety, because Naruto is the thing that makes him feel secure and safe. Um, and never mind what Naruto actually wants and what his agency. I'm going to take that from you in service of what I believe is best for you. It's that type of thing, right? Like a little dictator in the making. I think that is the interesting part of his character. But I don't necessarily disagree with you. I just have a different opinion, I guess.
I
But yeah.
respect. I see it. I see it. What you think, Free Game? Why do you think they squaring up in the first episode?
Oh man, I think it's just like the enemy of my enemy is my or enemy of my enemy is my friend at first, so they have to work together, and it's gonna. I hate to say that it's gonna like mirror Naruto, but it's probably that's what they're going to aim towards at the end. It's like Kawaki is going to betray Boruto in some type of way, unless I heard that they're going to like kind of remake that flash forward scene. So unless they like change it a little bit or whatever, because like Boruto seems kind of surprised that Kawaki did whatever he did. Like if he's been a menace the whole time, then you wouldn't be surprised by anything he does. But he's surprised that he went that far, whatever that far meant. So I think they were working together at one point, and then they in their task or their goal, because the Shinju, I don't think the Shinju is like the final boss. I think I don't think Juro is the final boss or anything like that. I think he's just leading into something. So whenever they get there and Boruto and Kawaki defeats whatever foe that presents itself to them, I think they're gonna then come to class together because Kawaki he wants to kill Boruto. He wants to kill the Osusuki. I don't think the Osusuki is ever gonna not be a focal point in the story. It's gonna be because of that. I know that he says he wants to end the Shinobi, but I think that he ends the threat of the Osusuki, him and Boruto, some type of way. And once he does that, then the only thing that's still in front of him is Boruto at that point in the Shinobi world, because that's the only thing that can come against him.